Kumamoto, 2023. A man points his phone at the sky. Something white is up there. Long, thin, folding in on itself. A plane crosses behind it. Tens of meters, he says. Like it has no bones. Then it is gone. No report. No explanation. But everyone there knew its name.
Yokai Night. Every couple of nights, I take one Japanese yokai and dig into its history, the customs that shaped it, and the old legends, and its monster cuisines around the world. Tonight, the thing in that video has a name. It is 8 years older than the phone that filmed it, the Ittan-momen.
Momen. It means 1 tan of cotton. That is not poetry. A tan is a unit of cloth about 10.6 meters long and 30 centimeters wide.
So it is a length of fabric. That is the monster.
It is. And a tan is a very specific amount. It is exactly the cloth you need to make 1 adult kimono. So the name tells you what is flying at you. 1 person's worth of clothing. It belongs to Koyama, in Kimatsuki District, Kagoshima, the far south of Kyushu, about as far from the old capital as you can get. It comes at dusk. It flutters. It wraps around your neck, or it lies down over your face. And then you stop breathing.
No claws, no teeth. Just cloth.
Just cloth. And if the name already sounds familiar, you have met the cheerful one, the flying cloth who cracks jokes in Gegege no Kitaro. Hold on to that. We are coming back to it. To understand a cotton monster, you have to know when Japan got cotton. Between the 1500s and the 1600s, Civil War, then the early Edo period, cotton arrived and spread very fast. Before that, ordinary clothes were made of hemp and reimi, plant fibers, not cotton. And weaving 1 tan of reimi took about 40 days of work. Cotton took roughly 1/10 of that.
40 days, down to 4.
So cloth was no longer only for lords. But it stayed valuable. In the Northeast, people wore hemp until the 1800s. Now put the numbers together. 10.6 meters, 30 centimeters wide, and light enough for the wind to lift. Long enough to go around a grown person twice. Koyama was a Satsuma domain town, samurai houses, merchant houses, fields outside the walls. And Satsuma was a cloth road. The domain ruled the Ryukyu Islands, and woven goods came north through it. The islands even gave Satsuma its kajiri weave. Nobody can prove that is why the monster here is made of cloth. But the cloth was here. And in a farming town, dusk is when the adults are still working and the children are walking home alone. So the town gave the children a rule. Stay out after dark, and the Ittan-momen will find you. Is walking home. It is late. The road runs between fields. Something white comes out of the dark. It is on him before he can step back. It goes around his throat. He cannot shout, there is no air to shout with. He gets 1 hand down to his waist, to his wakizashi, the short sword a man carried. He cuts. And the cloth is gone. Not dropped. Not lying on the road at his feet. Gone. He stands in the dark, breathing again. And there is blood on his hand. Not his own.
So blood on his hand and no cloth. Usually a story like this ends right there. We get a little scared and we go to bed. But somebody in Kagoshima really did see something. I want to know what it was. Come on, look with me.
Look at how it hunts, and you can see why this story stuck. It does not chase you. It waits until the light goes. It does not bite, or claw, or roar. It covers. And in some tellings it does not kill you where you stand, it wraps you up and takes you into the sky, and nobody finds anything at all.
Nothing. Nobody.
Nothing. Now think about that shape, for a monster. There is no face to look at. No body to fight. Nothing that can be hurt. And unlike a demon on a mountain, or a ghost in a well, this one is already inside your house. It is folded in your cupboard right now. What were people actually seeing? Start with your eyes. A Japanese television program moved a 50-centimeter piece of cloth through the dark and asked people how long it was. The average answer was 2.19 meters. One person said 6.
From 50 centimeters.
From 50 centimeters. It is called a positive afterimage. In the dark, a pale moving object leaves a trail of itself behind it, and your eye reads that trail as length. Which means a flying squirrel, gliding at night with its skin stretched wide, stops looking like an animal. It looks like a ribbon. Japan had already noticed that. An older yokai, the nobasuma, or field quilt, covers a traveler's face in the dark. Toriyama Seiki En, the first great painter of yokai, painted it in 1779 as a flying squirrel. And there is one more thing, quieter than either. In the villages where this story was told, the dead were buried in the ground, and the graves were marked with cotton flags. White cloth, on a pole, in the wind. Sometimes the wind took them. So in that place, cloth in the air already meant the dead were moving. And the same idea surfaces all over Japan, in different cloth. On Sado Island there is the fusuma, a thing like an enormous furoshiki wrapping cloth that drops out of the night onto your head. No blade will cut it. Only a tooth blackened with ohaguro, the old black tooth dye, can bite through. So the men on that island blackened their teeth. In Mikawa Bay, on the small island of Sakushima, they told of the futon kabuse, the quilt that covers you. The folklorist Segawa Kyoko collected it. Yanagita Kunio printed it in 1949. It comes softly, it settles over you, you suffocate. And the Nobasuma again, the face coverer that was an animal all along. 3 names. 1 motion. Moves on its own is almost a Japanese speciality. But not quite. In Indonesia and Malaysia there is the Pocong. The dead are wrapped in a white sheet, tied at the head and the feet. If nobody unties it, the cloth gets up. White. It covers the whole body. And because its feet are tied, it moves by hopping. Then there is the one you already know. The ghost under a white sheet, with 2 holes for eyes. That sheet is real. Before coffins were normal, the dead were wrapped in a plain white sheet. Ghosts have been drawn that way since the 1300s. 2 more do not look like cloth at all, but they do the same thing to you. In Germany, the Alp sits down on a sleeping person's chest and slowly gets heavier. In Scandinavia, the MRR climbs on and rides there all night. Neither one lets you breathe. To where the cloth came from. Koyama is part of Kimatsuki town now. Its Hami district calls itself the Yokai's home, out by a waterfall on the Arais River. The Shijukusho shrine there was founded in 984, and it still holds its Yabusum archery from a galloping horse. And since 2007, a local historian, Takenoi Satoshi, has told the story there as kamishibai, hand-drawn cards on a wooden stage. One warning. The famous bronze statue is 900 kilometers away, in Sokai Minato, the artist's hometown, not the monster's. And here is the strange part. The thing that suffocated children is now a national mascot, with a Kyushu accent and an eye for pretty girls. If you grew up outside Japan, you have probably already met it. In Power Rangers it got a new name, Abracadanga.
It was on Power Rangers.
It was. Here is where else it turns up. But the sky did not stop. 2011, Kosha City, 30 kilometers from Koyama. A white thing over the fields. The man filming it says, there's something on the end of it. Like a dragon. 2023, Mashiki. Same shape. Same slow drift. Still nothing to report.
Here is what stays with me. In 1942, somebody wrote this down. Not as a ghost story, but as a word people really used. Somebody decided it was worth saving. I'm trying to do the same thing here, a yokai encyclopedia, one night at a time. If you think that is worth doing, subscribe and help me keep it doing. Next time, beans washed by the river when nobody is there, the azuki arai. Mind what is folded in your cupboard. Good night.
And if you want more monsters, our sister channel Monster Atlas explores the beasts and cryptids of the whole world.